The first step is to go to Mormon.org. Before you begin, you should research other people's profiles to see kind of what's good and what's bad, what you want to imitate and what is not so great. You can do that by hitting the People tab, or you can type in a keyword like a hobby and interest in the search engine. But to create a profile, click Profile, then Create a Profile. Now you need an LDS account to proceed, so I'll quickly show people how to do that. Click Need an LDS account, press Continue, press Register for an LDS account, press Register as a member. Now you need a membership record number. You get that off of your Temple Recommend, or if you don't have that, then ask your ward clerk for an individual ordinance summary which has that number. So fill in all the information. Now your username and password is that username and password you'll need for your LDS account, and press Register. Now that you have your account, you can continue with the rest of everyone by creating a profile with LDS account. Sign in. Now, you may not see this introduction tab. You may instead see an About Me page, but if not, just click the introduction tab. Now there are 3 sections on here. The first is Hi, I'm. In that you just fill in your name. And then there's an introduction, and that's kind of one of those quick I'm a Mormon taglines. So to illustrate, on Amber's page it's Hi, I'm Amber, and then here is the tagline, I grew up in Arizona. Now the third part is the demographics, and that is just for kind of searching. So once you're done with that, click Save and Continue. Now you're on the About Me tab. So the About Me shows up in your profile typically first. The instructions are this is to help others relate to you, who you are. You illustrate your hobbies and your interests. Suggest are you going to college? And then just make sure it's not too long. For instance, this is only 5 lines long. And also avoid sharing personal information because this is public. This is on the World Wide Web. Now the second part of the profile is how I live my faith. So in here it's just another section of your profile. The instructions are how do you participate in your community or your ward. You can talk about your callings, your home teaching, visiting teaching, but try to avoid like Mormon specific terms because this is for people who are not of our religion, and so Elders Quorum or Relief Society doesn't mean a whole lot to them. And the last part of this profile is why I am a Mormon, and that is another section of this profile. The instructions are why you've chosen to be a member of the church. You can talk about your conversion story and why you continue to follow the gospel, and then include your testimony and what the church means to you, and just make sure you don't give detailed past transgressions. Press Save and Continue. Now you need to upload a photo. You're supposed to smile and appear personable and wear casual attire, and I realize that you're seeing a suit, so I'm cropping it pretty good so you can only see my face, but make sure it's modest clothing, no group pictures, and just press Save, then Save and Continue. Now this tab is optional, so you could scroll down and press Submit and you'd be done, but these optional things are kind of helpful. Like you can type in keywords, and how that works is when people are searching the Mormon.org site, they can type in like what gender, age, ethnicity, religion, and so say you're a Latino that's young, 18, and wants to find others that were Catholic and are now Mormons, then you can just fill in all that information, press search, and then you can find people like Giselle here, that were raised Catholic and are now a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You can add your social networks, and that just shows up on your profile page. And there's frequently asked questions, and this is a long list. Now what happens is you select one, and then you get the church's official answer to this, and you should read it, understand it, and then add your doctrinally sound addition to it. And that shows up on the Mormon.org page under frequently asked questions under a topic, and yours might be showing there. They also show below people's personal profiles. There's a list of frequently asked questions. Now there's personal stories, and again that's a long list, and then you can just add that personal story. Here's an example of one that just fits in between the 3 sections of your profile. And once you're done, you just scroll down and say Submit for Review, and then you'll see here that the missionary department will review it. It will take a week to 2 weeks, and then you can just click that Go to My Profiles and see that your profile is in moderation. So after your profile has been published successfully, you'll see the progress is published, and you'll see a new link on the left that allows you to click on the pass-along card. You can click on the printing instructions link, and up will pop a PDF with the instructions. Just make note that you'll need 8.5 by 11 cardstock, a ruler, and essentially an X-Acto knife. Also, just make sure that you print actual size and not fit to print in the PDF dialog. This is what a 2-sided pass-along card looks like when you click that 2-sided pass-along card link. Notice that it has your name, a picture of you, plus it has a QR code that people with their cell phones can read, and it'll direct you to your Mormon.org profile. The back side is just for notes where you can write your personal testimony or any other information you'd like.
The prophet Joseph Smith declared, after all that's been said, the greatest and most important duty is to preach the gospel. Some of you here today will yet remember the words of President David O. McKay, who phrased the familiar, quote, every member a missionary. To their words, I add my own. Now is the time for members and missionaries to come together, to work together, to labor in the Lord's vineyard, to bring souls unto Him. He's prepared the means for us to share the gospel in a multitude of ways, and He will assist us in our labors if we will act in faith to fulfill His work.